Welcome to Ghost Gums on the Ridge. I'm Dayle Fergusson and this is my woodworking shop. So Ghost Gums on the Ridge is multiple things, but one of the things is the woodworking, and I especially make charcuterie boards. So I'm just going to take you on a little tour, show you how we do this from start to finish. Down in the woods, down in the field here, we have black walnut trees, lots of them. Follow me. Okay, under here you can see a whole lot of slices and slabs of black walnut. My neighbor had somebody come over to his property recently and he cut the trees, and he had a portable sawmill, cut the slices off it, and these have to sit here for about 12 months to dry, and then we'll come into the workshop with them. So this is a piece of black walnut, and you can see that this is just a cut off piece. So what I'll do is I might get long pieces like this, and I'll run them. I've got a planer over there, and we'll take you over there in a little while. We run the wood through the planer, and then we might cut it to size, depending on what size you think would be good for a charcuterie board. So this one, it doesn't have all the bark on here, but it's really okay because by the time it's finished, it will just add to the character of it. These are some other samples of some wood. So this is reclaimed barn wood. When we run that through the planer in a little while, you'll see how it totally transforms. We don't really know what it's going to look like until we run it through and it takes a few layers off, and then we'll see some beautiful wood underneath it. Now I've got a whole stack of wood here. This is some of the black walnut that I'm working on, and we've got all different kinds of pieces. It all needs to be sanded still. It's got a lot of work to do on it. This one is a piece of black walnut, and when you cut the tree, depends on what happens with the bark around the edge. So if the sap is rising, like from spring through summer, it tends to push the bark out. If you cut the tree at that time, then we'll have to put a little epoxy or some glue in here to secure the bark back to the piece of wood. And once we've sanded this all down, it'll hold on very tight, and you'll never know that that bark was trying to separate. Sometimes we have to put epoxy in the pieces of wood. If they have a crack in the wood, I'll mix up some epoxy, put that in it, let it sit overnight, then sand it back down, and it fills in those main cracks. This is a piece of ambrosia maple, and it's getting close to where I'm going to be able to finish the final sanding of it, and then we'll oil it and wax it and put handles on it. Once the wood has been sanded, and I'll start with probably about a 60 grit, we'll work it up through to 150 and then 220, and then finish it off with a 400 grit sandpaper. And by that stage, it's so smooth that you could just roll a ball down in it and we'll keep on going. Once we've got it at that stage, we put the brand on it, and then I soak it in mineral oil, let it sit for maybe 6 to 12 hours, maybe overnight. Wipe that off, and then let it dry a little, and then I'll put beeswax on it. And then it's ready for the handles.